Happy Monday, first grade! It's Mrs. Ellis, and today we're starting a brand new unit. The beginning of this unit focuses on word problems. For these word problems, we're going to start with a compare, difference, unknown problem. So, for compare problems, we usually are thinking about two different people and who has how many. So we might hear a problem like Bentley has 5 toys, Bobby has 10 toys. How many more toys does Bobby have than Bentley? We're going to need to compare those two numbers. So today I'm going to show you guys a strategy that I use to help me to figure out how to solve these problems. Okay, let's get started. First problem says, Peter has 3 goats living on his farm. Julio has 9 goats living on his farm. How many more goats does Julio have than Peter? Well, this is a little bit tricky, and I don't think it's really hard for me to write a situation equation first. So the first thing I want to do is I want to start with my representation. Peter has 3 goats. Let me put a P here for Peter, and I know he has 3 goats. Instead of drawing 3 circles, I remember using a tape diagram. Mrs. Ellis, she taught me how to use that, so I'm going to go ahead and use a tape diagram. Peter has 3 goats. And Julio has 9. Is 9 more than 3 or less? Yeah, so if it's more, should my bar be bigger than the 3 bar or smaller? Yeah, longer. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this one to like here, because this should be bigger because this has 9. Well, I know that in tape diagrams that they should be the same length. So that means that we're missing something here, which means we're missing another part. Julio has 9 goats and Peter has 3. To find out how many more, we need to figure out what is this missing part right here. So I put a circle there, and I'm going to put a question mark on top because this is going to tell us how many more Julio has, okay? Cool. So I know when we have a total, this is the total, and we have one part, we can either subtract, so we can do 9 minus 3, or we can count on and do 3 and count on until we get to 9. This time, I'll subtract. So let me go ahead and write my situation equation. 9 minus 3 equals question mark. Now I need to go ahead and write my number sentence with the answer. Let me figure that out. 9 minus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take away 3. Oh, the answer is 6. I have my representation. Check. Situation equation with the question mark? Check. Number sentence with the answer in a box? Check. Now I just need an answer sentence. This is going to take a little bit long for me to write with the mouse, so I'm just going to say my answer sentence. But make sure on your exit ticket that you actually write it out. How many more goats does Julio have than Peter? My answer sentence would be, Julio has 6 more goats than Peter. Let me say my answer sentence one more time. My answer sentence answers the question. Julio has 6 more goats than Peter. So that means my missing number right here is 6. I know because 3 plus 6 equals 9. All right, get your paper and pencils ready because you are going to help me do the next one. Get ready. Willie picked 19 apples in the orchard, and Emmy picked 10 apples in the orchard. How many more apples did Willie pick than Emmy? Well, let's first start by writing our representation. Willie picked 16. What letter should I use to represent Willie? Yeah, a W. And I should draw a box that has how many in it? Do I have to draw out 16? Do I? No, yeah, I can just draw a box, a long box. 16 is a lot. And write the number 16 inside. Go ahead and do that. Okay? And then Emmy picked 10. So now what letter should I use? Yeah, E for Emmy. Emmy picked 10. Is 10 more or less than 16? So should our box be longer or shorter? Yeah, sure. Because Emmy has less, right? 10. Perfect. So now, do you see something missing? Because I know they have to be the same size. Because in a tape diagram, it always has to end at the same spot. Yeah, I noticed that there's a piece right here, a part, that is missing. So let me go ahead and put my question mark there. That's going to tell us how many more Willie has. All right. So remember, when we have a total in the part, we can either subtract, or we can count on, or we can. Oh, this one is going to be really easy to count on because we know 10 plus something equals 16. So let's go ahead and write that situation equation. Let's start with our part. What part do we know? Yeah, 10 plus, we don't know this number yet, equals 16. Last time I subtracted, this time I'm counting on. That's okay. If you want to subtract, you can go ahead and do that too. If you wrote 16 minus 10 equals question mark, that's right also. Remember, you can use, there's two different ways to solve it. But I just did it this way because I already know that 10 plus 6 is 16. So I know that my missing number is 6. Sometimes it's easier to count on. Sometimes it's easier to subtract. And then I fill in my missing number here. And now all I need is an answer sentence. How many more apples does Willie pick than Emmy? Yep, you should start with Willie picked. You got it. Willie picked 6 more apples than Emmy. Go ahead and write that down. I'm not going to write it because it's going to take me way too long. Willie picked 6 more apples than Emmy. We have our representation. Check. Situation equation with the question mark. Check. Number sentence with the box around the answer. Check. And then you guys are writing your answer sentences right here. Check. Remember, we always include 4 parts when we answer a story problem. All right, we're going to do one more problem. This one you're going to do mostly on your own before our exit ticket, okay? Make sure you have that representation. You can go ahead and draw this this tape diagram just like we've been doing. You're going to draw your situation equation, your number sentence, and your answer sentence. Let's see the next problem. Lee collected 13 eggs from the hens in the barn. Ben collected 18 eggs from the hens in the barn. How many fewer eggs did Lee collect than Ben? This sounds tricky, but how many fewer and how many more? You have to do the same thing because if Ben has more, that means Lee just automatically has fewer. So you don't have to do anything different. You still need to just do the same exact steps. Okay? You guys got it. Show your work. I'm going to go over it in about 2 minutes. Remember, whether you subtract or count on, you still need to make sure you have your situation equation and your number sentence. Seeing some people writing the L for Lee, B for Ben. Seeing some nice bars. Some are longer than others. Perfect. Make sure you circle that spot where we're missing. What are we missing? We want to know how many fewer. All right, you guys keep working. I'm going to start to show my work to see if your beginning of your work is correct. So you should have started with an L for Lee and drew a box that says 13. Lee has 13. Should have drew a B for Ben. And then you should have drew a box that started the same length, but his is longer because he has 18. Okay? Ooh, to find out how many fewer, you should have circled this spot right here, and you should have put a question mark and wrote less. Then, for this one, I'm also going to count on because it looks like it might be easier because these numbers are really big. So I'm going to go ahead and write 13 plus something equals 18. To help me solve this problem, I'm going to actually just draw some circles and count on. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now let me see how many I drew. Oh, my missing number is, 5. Don't forget to put that box around the number that's missing. Perfect. Representation, check. Situation equation, check. Number sentence, check. Now I just need answer sentence. How many fewer eggs does Lee collect than Ben? Lee collected 5 fewer, which also means less, fewer eggs than Ben. Who got that? Nice job. Looks like you guys are ready for your exit ticket. Remember, you must have a representation, situation equation, number sentence with the box around the answer, and your answer sentence has to answer the question. Sometimes it might be easier to count on, like here. Sometimes it might be easier to subtract or count back. It's up to you. Okay? Here's your exit ticket for today. Directions. Using paper and pencil, solve the story problem below. Include a representation, situation equation, number sentence, and an answer sentence. You ready for the problem? Anton drove around the racetrack 12 times during the race. Rose drove around the racetrack 17 times. How many more times did Rose go around the racetrack than Anton? Let me read it one more time. Anton drove around the racetrack 12 times during the race. Rose drove around the racetrack 17 times. How many more times did Rose go around the racetrack than Anton? I can't wait to see your work. Text me or your teachers your pictures. See you soon. Bye.